I'm sick of the lies. The lies. The lies the mainstream sports media tells you Braun fanboys to make you believe LeBron James is the GOAT. He not the GOAT, dog. He not the GOAT. How many times I gotta say that, dog? How many times I gotta prove that? Gosh, this dude ain't nowhere near no level of no Michael Jordan, dog. He'll never be anywhere near no level of no Michael Jordan, dog. I've been proving it. I've been proving it with all these videos, dog. So many ways to prove he not on Michael's level. But the more I research, dog, the more I dig into the facts, the more I see, dog, all these players, there's a lot of players, he just ain't been able to do what they've done. You see what I'm saying? Today we're going to talk about these weak rings he won, dog. Weak rings. And here's the first thing the Braun fanboys are going to say. You're hating on his rings. You're just a hater. You're trying to discredit that he won championships. You're trying to discredit it. Dog, I'm not trying to discredit anything. I'm just stating the facts of what it actually is, dog. First of all, his first ring he won in the 2011-12 season, you know, when he beat the OKC Thunder. Yeah, that was on a shortened season, the lockout season. Remember that? It was a 66-game season, dog. And yeah, he managed to get himself a ring. And then his last championship, his fourth championship, that was a shortened season. You see what I'm saying? Another shortened season. It was a 71-game season. And yeah, he got his bubble ring, dog. He got his bubble ring. You see what I'm saying? Oh, man. Dog. And then this dude, he has the nerve to say that one of those rings, the bubble, he said he's won two of the hardest championships in NBA history. Coming back from 3-1 against the 73-9 Warriors and the bubble ring. Dog. Nah, dog. Nah, dog. A lot of these rings that LeBron has, they are weak. All right? Two shortened seasons. Who else has two rings off of shortened seasons? Huh? Anybody got two rings off of shortened seasons? Like they were not regular season. They were irregular season. You see what I'm saying? Do we know anybody who got two rings that way? Except LeBron? That's the first thing. The second thing, we can look at all these players. Whoever's in your top 10. Who's in your top 10, dog? You got Hakeem in there. You got Shaq in there. You got Wilt in there. You got Bill Russell in there. Do you have Michael Jordan in there? You better have Michael Jordan in there. He's number one. I know you got to have Kobe in there. Come on. Like, did I mention Tim Duncan already? You know what I'm saying? Larry Bird. He probably in there, ain't he? Magic Johnson, Kareem. Come on. Like, we can name all the guys you think are in the top 10. You see what I'm saying? All the guys that deserve a spot in the top 10. And you know what all of these guys have in common? You know what they all have in common, dog? That LeBron does not have in common with any of them? Six finals losses. Nah. I mean, yeah. They don't have six finals losses like LeBron. But that's not what I'm getting at when I'm talking about weak rings, dog. You know what all those players have in common, dog? Besides not losing 6 times in the NBA final, you know what they all have in common? The very fact that every single one of these guys has won a championship in one of 2 ways, or maybe both. Maybe both ways. Either one, the other, or both of them at the same time. They've all won championships in this manner. And what is that manner? First, beating 3 teams that have at least 50 wins. Beating at least 3 50-win opponents to win a championship. That's what they all have that in common. In some way, shape, or form, they might, there's only a few that don't have that. But for the few that don't have that, they do have this. Beating a 60-win team on the way to the finals. Like beating a 60-win team before you get to the finals and then winning the championship in the final. You see what I'm saying? All of them have faced one of those 2 challenges or both challenges in their careers. Beating 3 50-win opponents for a championship, or beating one 60-win team on the way to the finals and winning the championship. That's what they all have in common, dog. Every last one of them. It's either one of the 2 or both. You see what I'm saying? Guys like Michael, he did both. You see what I'm saying? Wilt Chamberlain, he did one of the 2. For both of his championships, he beat a 60-win team on the way to the championship and then won in the final. For both his championships. Larry Bird, he's beaten 3 50-win teams to win a championship. Magic and Kareem, they kind of had they had some easy paths. A lot of their championships were easy paths. But they did, the very first championship they won together, beat 3 50-win teams to win a championship. You see what I'm saying? That's what all these guys have in common. Every last one of those players, dog. But LeBron? Oh, no. LeBron has never won a championship from beating 3 50-win opponents. He has 4 championships. He has never won, not one of them, by beating 3 teams that had at least 50 wins to win a championship in the playoffs, dog. You see what I'm saying? Not him. He has never, in his entire playoff career, he's been to the playoffs 17 times. He's been to 10 finals. Not one of those championships in any of those finals has he ever beaten 3 50-win teams. 3 to win a championship. No. Not happening with LeBron. He can't compete with these other guys like that. He's never been able to do that. The most 50-win opponents he's ever beaten in playoffs is 2. That's the most he's ever beaten is 2. You see what I'm saying? He might beat 2 on the way to the final. And then he losing in the final, dog. That's how it always goes with him, dog. And anytime he faces a 60-win opponent before he gets to the final and he beats that team, he always loses in the final. There's no he can't beat a 60-win team then beat the finals opponent. He's never been able to do that. Everybody else, they've done one of the other or both. You see what I'm saying? He's never done any of that for any of his championships, dog. Not one. You see what I'm saying? Not one. He's the only one. All these other guys, they've done that. You see what I'm saying? All these other all-time greats, all these other guys you say are in your top 10, they've all done some form of that. Either they beat 350-win teams to win a championship, or they beat 160-win team on the way to the final. 160-win teams standing in their way between them and getting to the final, and then winning that final. They've all done that. One of the two. But not LeBron. No, not LeBron, dog. Because his rings are the weakest rings, you know, in terms of competition. You see what I'm saying? And you might think, wait, hold on. He beat the 73-9 Warriors. He came back from 3-1. How many opponents did he beat that had at least 50 wins to win that championship? Just 2. You see what I'm saying? Just 2. That's it. That's it. You know, the 56-26 Raptors, I believe. 56-26 Raptors, I think it was. And the 73-9 Warriors. Just 2 opponents that had at least 50 wins. You see what I'm saying? What about, and we can round it down to percentage, dog. We can round it down to win percentage if you want to for his first little shortened season ring, you know, 2011-12. We can round it down to win percentage. A 50-win team equates to 60% win percentage, all right? And he only beat one team that had a 60% win percentage on the way to the final, and then he beat another team that had at least a 60% win percentage in the final to get his first ring. You see what I'm saying? And then his second ring, he beat one opponent that had like 50 something wins, I believe. Or wait, did he? Hold up, dog. Nah, never mind. That was the final. The final when he beat the Spurs, dog. That championship, he beat 0 50-win opponents to get to that final, dog. He faced none on the way to the final. It was all 40 something and lower to get to the final. And then he beat the 50-win opponent. He only had to face one, and that was in the final, and he beat them in 7 games. You see what I'm saying? He's had some cheap, easy, weak rings, dog. That's what he's had his whole career. All his championships, they came from weak opposition. All these other guys, they've done one of 2 things. Either they beat a 60-win team on the way to the final and won a championship, or they beat 3 50-win opponents throughout the finals to win a championship. One of the two. One of the two. And those are one of the 2 that LeBron has never achieved in his entire playoff career when it comes to winning these championships. He has never beaten a 60-win team on the way to a final and then won the final. Nope. And he has never beaten 3 50-win opponents to win a championship. Everybody else did. Tim Duncan, yeah. Hakeem Olajuwon, yeah. Shaq, yeah. Wilt, yeah. Kareem, yeah. Magic, yeah. Kobe, yeah. Michael, yeah. I mean, come on. Larry, yeah. Who else? You know what I'm saying? Steph, yeah. Kevin Durant, yeah. You see, like we can just start naming all these different names, dog. You see what I'm saying? Anybody who might be on the edge of the top 10. You see what I'm saying? And those guys have done it. Except LeBron. You see what I'm saying? Everyone's done that but LeBron. You see what I'm saying? But people want to say he's the greatest out of all those other guys. Dog. don't don't even try to say this dude is greater than all those guys when he has not even been able to do what they've done. You see what I'm saying? He's never done what they've done. He ain't never beat no 350 win opponents for a championship. All those other guys did that. And if they didn't do that, they beat 160 win opponent on the way to a championship. Something he's never done. He's never beaten a 60 win opponent standing in between him and the final and then won in the final. Never. You see what I'm saying? This is the kind of strength. This is what you can rely on when it comes to LeBron, dog. He has the strength in him. He has the fortitude. He has the resilience. He has the endurance to handle two 50-win opponents. Two teams that have won at least 50 games. That's his playoff stamina. He's got to face and beat two. And that's all he's got in him. For a playoff run, for a championship run, he's got two. Anytime he has to face more than two 50-win opponents, he's losing, dog. Guaranteed. It's always happened, dog. Always happened. If he beats two 50-win opponents to get to the final, and that person in the final, whoever it is, whatever team it is, they got 50 wins as well, nah, he don't have the stamina to beat three 50-win teams, dog. You see, he can only beat two. You see what I'm saying? And you got to have at least 50 wins. So when he won 73-9, he had two in him, dog. He had two in him. He had one, against the 56-26 Raptors, and he had one in him, to go against the 73-9 Warriors and come back from 3-1. You see what I'm saying? He had it in him to beat two teams that had won at least 50 games. That's all he has in him. That's his playoff stamina, dog. He don't got it like these other guys. You see what I'm saying? He don't got it like them. Some of these guys, they have playoff stamina where they could beat three 50-win teams. Some have the stamina where they could beat four 50-win teams. You know what I'm saying? Some of these guys, they had the stamina where they could beat a 60-win team on the way to the final and then beat whoever's in the final. They have that kind of stamina. LeBron ain't never had that kind of playoff stamina like that, dog. He has some of the weakest playoff stamina for any superstar, any all-time great, anyone in the top 10 in NBA history, dog. You can name all these players, dog. They've all done one of the two. Except LeBron. You see what I'm saying? Nobody else had that kind of issue. But LeBron. You see what I'm saying? So the more we try to you try to say LeBron's the GOAT, dog, he ain't even close to anywhere near the level of all these other players, dog. You see what I'm saying? Why was that championship so hard? Why does he say coming back from 3-1 and beating the 73-9? Why does he say that was so hard? You know why he says that was so hard, dog? Because that was the only championship he had ever won where he beat, two opponents that had at least 50 wins, dog. You see what I'm saying? Like, and won a championship as a result. You see what I'm saying? Like, well, hold up. No. I think he did do that in 11-12, didn't he? Well, no, 11-12 was a shortened season. 12-13, no, there's no 50-win opponents at all. I might have to go and look back at what I wrote down. I gotta confirm. Shh, everyone sleep. I'm gonna go confirm real quick. Shh, be quiet. Everyone sleep. Shh. We gotta sneak. Shh. I'm gonna look at my paper. See what I wrote down. I was keeping track. Let's see. Pop, 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 pop. And dot, 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 dot. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yes. Bingo. Bingo. Yes, I'm correct. Yes, I'm correct. I'm correct. Let me double check. Make sure I'm correct. Yep, I'm correct. Correct. Shh. We're going back outside. Shh. Shh. Everyone sleep. Shh. Dog. That was his only championship, dog, where he beat at least two opponents that had 50 wins or more. You see what I'm saying? That was the only championship he had done that and won a championship as a result. You see what I'm saying? The only time he's ever done that. You see what I'm saying? Every other final where he's had to do that, he lost. That was the one time he had been able to achieve that. Beat two 50-win opponents and win a championship in the same playoffs. He had only done that one time. And that was in 2016. You see what I'm saying? He didn't do that. He didn't do that in his first season, you know? Not really. It was a shortened season, dog. You see what I'm saying? If we're talking like a full regular season, not an irregular season, he's never done that. That was the first time he had done it in a regular season. And the only time he had done it in a regular season. But when we go to 2020, an irregular season, a shortened season. We go over there and we see, and it looks like every opponent he faced, well, three opponents. We're not even counting the first round. The first round was a scrub. So we faced three opponents, And technically, if you want to go by win percentage in this irregular shortened season, then yes, each opponent he faced and beat had won at least 60% of their games. Yep. So as far as win percentage, opponents, beating three teams that had won at least 60% of their games to win a championship, he had never done that in his career either. You see what I'm saying? So they were the two hardest championships for him. You see what I'm saying? For him. But all these other players, dog, they had done the same thing he had done in full seasons, regular seasons that weren't shortened. You see what I'm saying? He did it once in a shortened season, and he's talking about, it's the hardest championship. What for? Wait a second. You were in the bubble. I couldn't go see my family. I had to stay in the fancy resort, and I just couldn't go anywhere but the fancy resort, apparently. It's like, that don't mean nothing, dog. That don't mean nothing. Look, LeBron want to talk about some bubble championship, dog. Michael Jordan, he won like 4 bubble championships, dog. He won like 4 of them. And you're like, wait, what? No, he didn't. There's no COVID. There's no COVID back then. Dog. Once Michael Jordan and the whole Dream Team thing happened and he took the game global, that's when he reached a level of fame that was unmatched by any basketball player ever. You see what I'm saying? He had reached such a level of fame that this dude could not go anywhere. You see what I'm saying? He always had to have security. He had to go to hotels and he had to stay in the hotel room. You see what I'm saying? He could not go anywhere else. There's all these reporters, people screaming for autographs and stuff, all of these people waiting outside the hotel room door. He could not go anywhere. He was literally quarantined. And it was like that, dog, ever since 1992. So when 1993 came, he was on lockdown. You know, he retired. He had to get away from the madness, dog. There was mental fatigue, you know. He was, and he just couldn't deal with all the reporters, everyone trying to make fun of the stuff, or not make fun of, but you know, they're trying to call him out on all this stuff that had nothing to do with basketball. He gambles. He gambles. It's like, this ain't got nothing to do with basketball, dog. I'm here to play basketball. And y'all want to, we just three-peated. Come on, man. You over here talking about some gambling? Dog. We just won 3 championships in a row. And y'all just look for any little thing you can pick out and say, oh, he gambles. He gambles. You know what I'm saying? It got to that point, dog, because Michael was too dominant. You see what I'm saying? He started turning into the enemy. He started turning into the bad guy. You see what I'm saying? Because he kept winning. Nobody else was getting a chance. You see what I'm saying? The media turned on him quickly. You see what I'm saying? And then with all the fame and all the media, everyone talking, getting him, driving wedges between him and his teammates. Now his teammates looking at him, oh, this superstar over here, you know, he can't even hang with us. He got to have all this security. Well, yeah, he does. Do you not understand how famous this dude is and how much people are chasing him around? People, rabid fans and rabid reporters trying to get comments and trying to write stuff down. You see what I'm saying? Michael Jordan was quarantined, dog. He was quarantined for his last 4 championships. He couldn't go anywhere, dog. Nowhere. Not without a swarm of reporters and stuff. So it got to the point where he's just like, I got to stay locked down. He didn't get to go see his family. You know what I'm saying? Always on the road, always traveling, always locked up, cooped up in a hotel room, dog. That's how it had to be, dog. You know? You can't play if you get trampled by a bunch of people trying to get your autograph or get your comment. You know? It's crazy. Michael Jordan was already in the bubble, dog. It just wasn't a COVID sickness quarantine bubble. It was I gotta get away from all these people, you know, trying to charge my hotel room and charge me everywhere I go. I could barely get into a taxi cab. I can barely, you know what I'm saying? He had a quarantine and he had to be, you know, he had to have deep security everywhere he went, dog. He was in the bubble for at least 4 of his championships. But here's LeBron. He don't even understand. He don't even understand his history. He don't know what Michael had to go through because of his level of fame. His fame made him quarantined. It wasn't some virus, dog. If it was a virus, it was Michael Jordan fever, dog. And it had caught on to everybody. Everybody had Michael Jordan fever. They had the virus, dog, and they were trying to get him. You see what I'm saying? LeBron don't even know nothing about that. He don't know anything about that level of fame, dog. You see what I'm saying? He's going to talk about all the bubble. It was one of the hardest championships. Dog, you had a shortened season. You were on a resort. You see what I'm saying? And you're like, oh, mentally it affected me because I couldn't do what I wanted to do. What do you think Michael had to go through for, from 93 to 98, dog. Why do you think to this day Michael don't just be running out on the streets? You know what I'm saying? He don't even have social media, dog. He just Michael is trying to keep it low key as possible because he knows what it's like, dog. For him, for a player of his caliber, GOAT caliber. You see what I'm saying? I saw this clip where freaking LeBron James, he got on a freaking public subway. A public subway. Riding a train with his teammates and stuff. And they were all sneaking around like, oh, we're on a public subway. We better be quiet. We better not bring too much attention to ourselves because the people are going to go crazy. People weren't going crazy. There was a dude sitting next to him on the subway. Didn't even know who he was, dog. And here's LeBron, because he needs attention. He holding this little camera phone. This dude next to me, he tripping. He don't even know who I am. How can you not know? I'm the king. I'm the great LeBron James. You should know who I am. And this dude was like, can you not? Can you not? Like, this dude didn't even know who he was. And this dude is so, such an attention whore. He's just trying to get notice me. Why don't you know who I am? Look, LeBron, you're not that dude, dog. That's why you don't know who you are. He don't care who you are, dog. You see what I'm saying? You're not Michael Jordan. Get over it. You're never going to have that level of fame. And if you did have that level of fame, you would just use it as another scapegoat, another excuse. It's so tough when you're this famous. You see what I'm saying? He's already crying about the social media pressure. The pressure. Oh, the pressure. Dog, you take any kind of situation and think it's a pressure situation, dog. That's why you're not clutch. Can't even trust him to have the ball in his hands when the clock's running down. Oh, man. Got a little carried away there. But the fact of the matter is this, dog. LeBron has had some of the easiest, weakest rings out of everybody in NBA history. Everybody else. All these freaking top 10 all-time greats, dog, that we got in our top 10 that we're saying are great players, they've all done something that he has not done and has never done for his entire career when it comes to winning championships. All of them have either beaten 3 50-win opponents to win a championship or beaten one 60-win opponent on the way to a championship and then won the championship. LeBron has never done either of those for his entire career, dog. Unless we want to count the bubble where he beat 3 opponents that have won at least 60% of their games in a shortened season. If we want to count the bubble where he beat a 44-28 team, a 46-27 team, and a 44-29 team. You see what I'm saying? If we want to count those, when he beat those opponents, then I guess we could say technically he beat 3 50-win opponents to win a championship. But we all know the other guys didn't have to go through a shortened season. They didn't have to go through an irregular season to achieve that. Just LeBron. You see what I'm saying? He not the GOAT, dog. He not the GOAT.